he said to Lester Holt that it was about just days after it actually happened. I mean, shouldn't he stick to one story?
He should stick to no stories. He shouldn't say anything about it. But it's obvious that the effort was to end the Russia investigation. I mean,
and that's okay, in your opinion?
Well, it's not okay. I think it's not illegal. I don't think it's a crime because the president does have the authority under a unitary executive theory to tell his attorney general, I want you to investigate this, but not that. Thomas Jefferson said, I want you to put Aaron Burr in jail. Franklin Delano Roosevelt said, I want you to put the Nazi saboteurs in the electric chair. I don't want you to investigate that. That should change. That's not okay. But it's not illegal today under the law.
It sure is. I mean, this is a fundamental disagreement that Alan and I have, that you know, all those examples of setting investigative priorities are certainly within the president's power. But if the president fires the FBI director to stop him from investigating the president himself, that is a corrupt motive. That is the definition of obstruction of justice.
So you're saying the intent matters.
The intent is the whole story.
Well, that's the point. It's the whole thing. You never can have a crime where the intent is the whole thing. You have to have an illegal act. And you can't have an illegal act when the president acts within his constitutional authority.
But Alan,
metaphysically, you can't have an act that is both constitutionally authorized under Article 1, under Article 2, and at the same time is criminal. And you must have an actus reus. You must have an illegal act. And it would undercut the power of the president to start questioning why he pardoned, why he fired. Once he did it, and it's within his authority, you can't question him, just like you can't question a senator for his vote on the Senate floor, and you can't question a judge for their vote in the Supreme Court.
Their laws are full of examples of acts that are otherwise legal,
not by presidents,
but made illegal by the intent. Insider trading being a perfect example. But I mean, you have said this, that the president, you know, has this unfettered ability to act. But what's the authority for that? I mean, this unitary theory. I mean, that's a controversial theory that not everybody agrees with.
But take, for example, insider trading. The act is trading, having information that you obtained improperly and illegally. So that's the act. But I know of no case. They purposely did not impeach Clinton. They did not impeach Nixon. They did not try to impeach Bush. All of them engaged in acts, particularly Bush, with an alleged corrupt motive. He pardons all these people, Caspar Weinberger, in order to end the investigation that was going to lead to him.
On his last day in office.
No, but that was the conclusion done by the special prosecutor. And nobody suggested, nobody, no historian, no lawyer, that President Bush committed a crime or an impeachable offense by engaging in a pardon to stop an investigation of himself.
I want to move to another legal matter, which is the Michael Cohen situation, that the president, Michael Cohen, their teams are going to be able to review, it seems like, some of these documents. How difficult is it going to be for the defense to prevent at least a good part of these documents from actually being used by the FBI?
It's going to be impossible, and it should be impossible, because attorney-client privilege is a narrow privilege, and it applies only to certain communications when there is an actual attorney-client relationship. And I think the judge is setting up a sensible system where there will be a review of these documents to see whether any are covered by the attorney-client privilege, and those will be excluded, and that's proper, but most of these documents will not be excluded.
You'll recall that I made that suggestion on this show, and Jeffrey said it was a terrible idea.
I didn't say it was a terrible idea.
I thought it would be a waste
unnecessary.
of time and unnecessary.
I still do, but it's
now,
not a bad
suddenly
idea.
It's a good idea.
Well,
I still think it's a good idea.
Okay.
Look, you're going to have a judge or somebody assigned by the judge to look through the papers, and I hope he's right. If there's nothing that's lawyer-client privilege here, let the prosecutors see it all, let them prosecute. But if they find communications between a lawyer and a client that are legitimate, no FBI agent should get to see that and leak it.
Professor, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Jeffrey Toobin as well. Thanks.